Hello and welcome to this week's EMBN show from southern Spain, where today we're going to be looking at the evolution of the e-mountain bike. How far has it developed in its short history? Well, how far have e-bikes come? And it's not so very long ago, well, maybe the 1890s, that Ogden Boulton and Jose Libby pioneered the first electric bicycles. And in many ways, you could argue that the electric bike came before the mountain bike.
For sure, yeah, definitely. 8 years ago, Bosch came out with their first e-mountain bike motor, and since then, things have got pretty wild.
They have gone pretty wild. Well, recently I was able to have a look at one of those first Bosch powered high bikes and compare them and just see how far the sport has come. The first Bosch motored high bike e-mountain bike from around about 2013. As you can see, things have progressed massively in those 9 years to the current high bike. Such things as the frame alone are significantly different now as they were back then. Thinking about it, there were actually some quite sophisticated mountain bikes on the scene in 2013. Maybe not so much when it comes to the e-mountain bikes. Now, I don't want to speak badly about this particular bike, but it was probably ahead of its time back then. You're looking at the 50 Newton meters Bosch motor, you've got the external battery, but the frame alone, you're looking at a 69 centidegree head angle, 120mm travel, and probably quite limited sizing, as well as the componentry, which wasn't really made for e-mountain bikes. Now, high bike have been pioneers in many ways when it comes to e-mountain bikes. You only have to look at the new Fly-On series with a range of motors from Bosch, Yamaha, and of course the TQ motor, which pumps out 120 Newton meters of torque. Things have tidied up massively in terms of the frames. We look at the integrated battery in the down tube there. This is a Bosch Generation 4 motor on here with a 625 watt-hour battery. Compare that to, say, the 400 watt-hour batteries from 2013. There's lots of other things as well, no more so than the sizing. Today's bikes, they're a far better fit for most riders. You can get sizes from small up to extra large. And some componentry as well, such things as the brakes, heavy-duty brakes, heavy-duty wheels, proper tyres, you've got seat droppers, and of course, there's all the displays which are quite a different level to what they were only 6 years ago. But it's really cool actually looking back only 6 years ago. I mean, this pretty much was a mountain bike with a motor and a battery fitted to it. You've even got a little carrying case there. But today's bikes are really integrated, they're really sleek and pretty desirable objects compared to maybe what they were 6 years ago. I mean, radically electrified. Probably wouldn't see that on any of today's bikes. Batteries too have come on massively. As I mentioned earlier, that battery on the high bike of 2013 was a 400 watt-hour battery. Compare that, say, to a state-of-the-art Roadfield of 2020. It's got a 750 watt-hour battery and really not that much different in weight. But in terms of the range, that 400 watt-hour was probably quite limited, whereas this bike here with 750 watt-hours, if you're, say, a 60-kilo rider, you're going to be doing about 10,000 feet of climbing on this bike, which is absolutely bananas. Now, the motor that's actually connected to that battery on that Roadfield bike is a Bros Drive S Mag, 2.9 kilos, 90 Newton meters of torque, and every year these motors seem to be getting smaller and smaller. Super quiet, loads of power, loads of functions. So how far have e-mountain bikes come? Well, clearly, like I mentioned earlier, there were some very sophisticated mountain bikes in 2013, not so e-mountain bikes. However, I think maybe e-mountain bikes could have overtaken mountain bikes in some respects, certainly in terms of demand and desirability. So the Bosch then, that was a 50 Newton meter motor back in 2013. The modern version weighs in at 2.9 kilograms and puts out 75 Newton meters of torque. And there you go. This is a modern e-mountain bike. It's got a integrated down tube with a battery in there, up to 625 watt hours of the Bosch system. Super compact motor, geometry to match, and like I said, a pretty desirable bike. Wow, pretty crude only 8 years ago.
Definitely pretty basic, pretty ugly back then, weren't they?
Wow. not that pretty, yeah. But yeah, not too long ago, we were looking at hub drive bikes, huge batteries, and pretty crude software systems for those bikes.
Definitely, I think it's all moved on, big steps forward. I think it's all about the mid-drive now for e-mountain bike use, for sure.
Yeah, and of course, we're seeing a changing landscape of e-mountain bikes. Not so long ago, we had that super lightweight Lapierre e-Zesty with a Fazua system. And of course, you don't need reminding about the specialized Levo SL, 13 meters and a super lightweight bike.
Yeah, definitely seeing a bit of a change going on, kind of blurring that line between mountain bike and e-mountain biking now.
Yeah, and I think also we're seeing a different type of e-mountain biker. We're seeing cross-country riders coming into e-mountain biking, downhillers, professional riders, and I think certainly the English-speaking countries are getting involved with e-bikes more than they were a few years ago, right?
Yeah, and I think all that tech as well, even from outside, e-bike, and we've got tech coming in that's bringing remote charging to the mountain. We could be able to charge our mountain bikes up on the hills now.
And I think, which is cool, we're seeing systems, displays where you can tune in your heart rate rides, workout rides on the e-bikes. I mean, they're getting pretty sophisticated tools, right?
Moving forward pretty quick.
Well, it's time for the news then, Chris. I think top of the news to me is, I think we found the ultimate in grip. That rock is pure
Pretty
gold.
crazy, isn't it? Some of the climbs we've been doing. But I think in other news, Shimano, well, it's rumours, isn't it? It's not so much news. We've heard they've launched a new EP8 motor, and that's coming out pretty soon. What have you heard about it, Steve?
Whoa, you can't go saying, this is just gossip. I mean, all we can think about is such things as the noise, the power output, the capacity. I can only think that they're going to keep some of the features that they've already got with the motors, because it's not just about the power and the size, it's about how that motor feels. And I think they'd be crazy to kind of move too far away from what they've already got. I can't really see a big increase in the power. All I can see is it being more compact, and will it fit in with the holes that are already there?
Well, I've heard about the rumours about the fixing points on it. That sounds pretty crazy. So you might be able to stick a new motor in some of your older model bikes. Now that would be a clever move. Maybe like an international standard 4 motors, that could be the one.
Maybe, I just can't see that happening. In other news, from Andorra, it seems that the Forrestal bikes are very much on the move. Delivery in March.
We're looking forward to seeing those.
Wow, I mean, that's pretty unique. So when we're talking about how far have e-bikes come, I mean, that's pretty out there, right?
They do look pretty ahead of the game, don't they? There's some crazy stuff coming.
So Cedric Gracia and his colleagues, let us know when we can go and ride one of your bikes in Andorra, and maybe meet up with Tony Bow.
Sounds good.
So guys, we've got some amazing videos for you coming from here in southern Spain. Like I said, the grip on this rock is next level. But let's know your thoughts actually on the new Shimano motor, as indeed on the Forrestal bikes, because I think that's going to be pretty hot gossip when and if that Shimano motor comes on the market. On the channel this week, Chris goes hopping mad.
Doing some big bunny hops, teaching you everything you need to know about bunny hopping on your e-mountain bike.
Yeah, and a moment that I've been waiting for many years is taking Rob Warner out on an e-mountain bike. One of the funniest videos I've ever been involved in. That's coming out on Sunday.
Nice.
Make sure to tune into that one.
Wake up, for God's sake. It's time to find out what you guys have been doing. It's time for Where in the World.
Where in the world, indeed.
Well, it looks like Owen, he's been giving his buddies a little helping hand, getting a tow rope out on a specialised cleaver.
Yeah. Dragging his mates to the top of Butser Hill. Is that Butser Limeworks? Is that in Hampshire?
Yeah, nice steep. Good work dragging your mates up. Those tow ropes look a load of fun. I think we need to stick one of those in our riding packs as well, don't we?
Yeah, but surely you must take tow ropes out with your children, right?
No, I've got the kid seats on the front.
Oh, nice.
Best way.
Nice. We've actually got a video on kids' tow ropes coming soon, so don't forget to tune in. Now, in the comments this week, a video that came out on Sunday was the big question: should you buy a mountain bike or an e-mountain bike?
Well, Steve Ells, he's saying, interesting debate, but for 99% of us average riders, it's all sadly defined by cost.
He says 99%, but then again, e-mountain bikes are expensive, but so too are mountain bikes. You can get really expensive mountain bikes at £10,000, you can actually get mountain bikes which start at around £500, and it's the same with e-mountain bikes. You can get, say, a Decathlon one for €1,500.
Or even those home build kits, you're talking hundreds instead of thousands of pounds. So there is different ways of getting into e-bike, and it doesn't necessarily have to be super expensive.
Plus, it's all relative, right?
Yeah. Next comment is Kino. He's saying, I was totally against e-mountain bikes for all the usual reasons. Then I hired one to try and it was absolutely brilliant. I still haven't brought one, but it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time before you come to e-bike paradises such as this.
And last comment is Neil Algar. He's saying, I've had mountain bikes for years. I'm in my 60s now, but live in a flat Suffolk. So both is the answer for him right now.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know, it's quite interesting. Like in some of the English-speaking countries, you know, e-mountain bike hasn't quite got there yet.
yeah.
We're here in southern Spain, like I mentioned, and only yesterday we saw a group of about 70 e-mountain bikers coming up the road. It's absolutely insane.
The scene is definitely changing, especially in Europe. It's getting huge.
Wow, isn't this the ultimate bike vault?
It's amazing. What a location.
What a spot.
Right, let's kick things off then, Steve. What do you think of this one? First the fires, now the rain. This is David on his Merida E160 and Queensland, Australia. What do you think about that one?
That's nice, isn't it?
Super nice, I reckon, for that one.
Well, what are we going to do about super nice? We'll have a beer down in the bar later on in the week, not the day.
Okay.
Fernando out on his Canyon Spectral on in the Sintra Mountains in Portugal. Whoa, riding the trail. EMBN rode there recently, didn't they?
They did, didn't they? What do you think of that shot?
That's nice.
Nice.
And then Domenico is out shredding the trails after a bit of rain at Greer Ranch, Murrieta, California. Nice. 2019 Decoy CF Pro Race 9.
Wow, nice. Conway EMF, that's belonging to Konstantin, right into Riverside Banks in Augsburg, Germany. What do you think of that shot?
It's nice. Nice.
Whoa, I can see why they call this the Blue Mountains with this shot. Look at that. That's Jono with his Turbo Levo, which he's been modding heavily, he says. That's got to be a super nice.
Can I just zoom out on that a minute? Yeah, that is super nice, isn't it?
Super nice, yeah.
Jared with his Merida's pretty good though, Chris.
It is,
out in the Blue Mountains of Australia. Yeah. Doesn't Jared Graves live out in the Blue Mountains?
It's an amazing looking spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be another super nice.
Blinking heck. It's a super nice weather, Chris.
It's a massive sun. It's super sunny.
Do you remember that?
You see the screen. So this is Matti from Espoo in Finland.
Is it Espoo or Espoo?
Espoo, with a trick-looking turbo lever. He swapped out from a 29er to 27.5 wheels on that as well. Looking pretty cool, isn't it?
This is nice, but closer to home. Look at that sun.
I can see it. I don't want to keep looking at that.
But closer to home, Ben from the Isle of Wight on his propane Icano. We haven't seen many propanes on the show. 165, loving his new purchase and getting some miles in. Nice. That's nice, that is. Meanwhile, Lennart out in Bavaria, out in the snow on his 2020 YT Decoy, high up in the Kronberg Mountains.
Nice.
Fantic here.
Yeah,
Chris.
Graham with his Fantic Integra 160. That's in the snow of East Sweden on the big Suzanne Inlet River. Stopped to check out the amazing view, and that is an amazing view, isn't it? It's got to be a super nice.
But, Chris, what is the bike of the week?
Some good entries this week, Steve. Guys, let me go back through them.
Do you like our bike cave or bike vault?
I think it's got to be Jono with that custom Levo in the Blue Mountains. It's an amazing backdrop, isn't it? Look at how blue they shot, you know, the background and stuff.
Yeah.
An amazing photo. So bike of the week.
Yeah, so guys, sorry we haven't got anything to pull on for super nice this week, but like I said, we will have a beer for you guys back in the bar later on this week. So that's it. Let us know your thoughts on how far e-mountain bikes have come. Have they come as far as we think they have? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And me and Chris, I'm going to go for a spin.